If a man A murders man B, we kill man A to balance the scales. Justice means evening up those scales. Revenge is to add extra over and above what evens the scales. For instance, if we kill man A and his family as well, that's revenge. We do seek justice because there is simply no alternative mechanism available to us to right severe wrongdoing. Fines just don't cut it. Let's suppose there is an alternative. We have the hypothetical ability to raise the dead. So we ask B's family if they'd like to have B back in lieu of killing A. They will all opt for reanimating B and letting A go free, provided of course they haven't gotten a big inheritance from the death of B, in which case they may demand justice anyway. But we can't raise the dead, so this option is out. Suppose then that we can go back in time and throw a small bag of ball bearings into the path of A's bullet to the head of B, thus saving B from death. We don't need justice if we can go back in time to right the wrong by prevention. Unfortunately, we have no time machine, so this is out as well. However, we should not forget that we are right now in the past with respect to the future, so we can throw that beanbag now and block the headshot in the future. Unfortunately, we don't know where to throw it presently. We only know with certainty when the present becomes the past absolutely. There is one alternative that does work. If we know that present policy causes lots of deaths, we can change that policy and prevent those deaths in the future. And we will know we prevented them, not individually, but rather statistically. There will be less deaths in aggregate after the policy change than before. An example would be the drug war. If drugs were legal and treated as a health problem, there would be many fewer deaths and ruined lives. What I'm getting at here is that truth sets you free, and is therefore statistically superior than justice for aggregates. That is, if we know the truth and adhere to it, we won't need to administer justice, because no offense is committed in the first place. If you can understand that truth is better than justice when applied to an entire civilization, I can now lobby for the preservation of the lives of those who are responsible for the New World Order madness and attendant atrocities. In the not-too-distant future, the banking cabal that is taking the world to ruin will be overcome, and there will be a move to kill them all, and their families, and their gardeners and chauffeurs and maids and butlers, and maybe even that guy who walks their dog. A better thing to do here is not to look for justice, because what these people have done is too heinous to obtain justice. You'd have to kill them thousands of times over, and it'd still not be enough. A better thing to do is to let them go, scot-free, in exchange for telling us all the crimes they've committed, and all that they know of. Just spill your guts and walk. You don't have to torture them to obtain this information. Once captured, they will gladly tell you all they know in exchange for immunity from prosecution. They will sing like birds. You set it up like this. Each malefactor is put in a comfortable cell for a term of, say, 1 month. During that time, he is to recall and record every crime he can remember, so that he can be immune from prosecution. No matter how heinous the crime, he is not to be prosecuted for it. We're trading justice for truth. He is still liable for anything he did previous to his 1-month incarceration, if he does not reveal it. He cannot omit details that incriminate others, else he is criminally liable for that omission as a conspirator. He cannot lie or take the fall for someone else, or he will be liable for that as well. He can only go scot-free if he tells the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. After the month is up, he is set free. The catch is that many others have been doing the same thing, isolated from him and incriminating him in various misdeeds. He must anticipate that others will turn him in, so, to cover that probability, he must confess everything. You may understand then that only one scenario can be logically consistent, and that scenario is the one true truth. When we have in hand thousands of confessions to compare online, all those individual details that match or don't match can be ferreted out by millions of truthers sifting through the dirt. Whoever has told the truth walks. Whoever has lied goes to prison, or worse. Henchmen and underlings will come forth voluntarily to give their depositions in order to gain immunity from prosecution. They know that their former bosses will throw them under the bus right away, so better to throw the boss under the bus and save themselves. When truth is given great value, it will be traded in gladly in exchange for the suspension of justice. We lose the satisfaction of seeing them hang, but gain a future without them and their ilk because our vision is now clear. That's what truth offers, clear vision, the ability to go through life without ever blindly falling into these traps again. In the long run, the truth that sets us free of these crimes forever is worth far more than justice, which merely resets the scale to zero so we can redo the same mistakes over and over. Keep in mind that this deal is only good for extremely large-scale crimes against humanity, where we gain permanently because it allows us to create a viable prophylactic. It won't work for individual small-scale crime, or you'd get scenes like this.
I just killed Harry because he screwed my girlfriend. So, I can go now, right?